late Thursday night, my daughter Camille sent me a text message, and she said, "Daddy, I had a dream about Maleah." And I said, "Well, Camille, baby, what did you dream?" She said, "Daddy, I dreamed that you were in an open field, and there was a bunch of police around you, and y'all had bags in your hands, and y'all was digging in the ground, taking body parts out the ground." And she said, and it was in Texas, but right out of Texas. They were, "Honey, how is it in Texas, right out of Texas?" She said, "Daddy, I don't know, but I'm telling you, I had a dream. Y'all found that girl."
The confession is something the former mistress is suspicious about.
How did you know you already had a confession if you had not met with Derion yet? You weren't meeting with Derion for 2 days after.
If the confession was bogus, well, how I found the body? I mean, it didn't just fall out the sky where she was. These were things that came directly from her lover.
What is up? It's iCkEdMeL. How are you guys doing? We're here to talk about Derion's mistress, and one of the most important things to take away from this whole thing is that she states that 2 days before, when she was talking to Quanell, that he already told her he had a confession. 2 days before the original day, May 31st, where he went in on that Friday, he got the confession, and that was the same day they ran into the body. So we're going to be talking about that and a couple of other details. And one of the first things I want to say is that people that are threatening her, I mean, if you have criticisms, you want to say things about her, whatever, that's one thing. But people that are leaking out her address, you're endangering her children. She has children, so that's not right. I don't think we should also attack and shut people down that have information to give regarding the case. So that's just one of my thoughts about that. And in the beginning, if you saw from 979 The Box, Quanell was talking to, I guess, this radio host, and he was saying that supposedly the night before his daughter called him or texted him, and she says that, "Daddy, the body, I had a dream that you guys were out there with bags, and that it was in Texas, but not really in Texas. It was just right outside of Texas, and that there were body parts everywhere." And if you guys know about the lawn mowing thing, unfortunately, it ran into the bag, which caused her to be dispersed over a small area, and you know, it messed up crucial evidence. So you got the mistress that's saying 2 days before the actual confession that we were told, the alleged confession, that 2 days prior, Quanell told her that he had a confession. And supposedly she has this recorded on her phone. And then you have Quanell here saying a day prior to that night, his daughter texted him and texted him almost the exact details of exactly what happened on that Friday.
But I've been getting threats for about 4 days now.
She's the woman Quanell X spoke with 2 days before he visited Derion Vence in jail and got the confession that led to Maleah's body in Arkansas.
I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Do you believe her? Do you think she's lying? Do you think Quanell actually went and told her 2 days prior when they were talking that he had a confession already? I think she should drop the recording, release the recording of that, because that would be huge. Or at least give it to the lawyer, Derion's lawyer, and they can work with that. Now, the thing here, which was kind of interesting, is Fox said that she wanted to be anonymous, right? And, you know, we're going to talk about her warrants in a minute. But Fox, when they first aired it, they blurred her face, but they left her tattoo, which I honestly think that was intentional. Fox and Quanell, they're affiliated. And I don't think that was a mistake, because that's how people online identified her, was through her tattoo.
How does she feel being tied into what's becoming national scandal?
She feels uneasy about it, which is why she wanted to stay anonymous. She said she's gotten a couple of threats on social media.
So this is a text message that the mistress sent to Quanell, and she's basically denying a couple things. She said she recorded the entire conversation. Don't play me like no fool. Never told you Derion was leaving Brittany to be with me. And I damn sure never said I wanted Derion. And second, you told Derion I showed you stuff, and he asked how the F you knew, which was a lie. I never met you, just talked to you on the phone. I recorded those calls.
She thought that Derion was going to leave Brittany to be with her, because that she says what Derion was telling her. She's pro-Derion, and so whatever she thinks will support and help Derion coming from her, that's what she's going to do.
By the way, before we get into the next clip, let me just say that the 3 minutes maybe out of the 4-minute clip, it was probably 2 minutes of the interview that they showed. From what I heard, it was actually a 30-minute interview, and they only put out like a minute worth of that interview. Now, this is just a tip from me to you. If you ever do an interview with anybody, with some media, some organization or whatever, always bring somebody with you and have them record the entire interview. So that way, if things get misconstrued or put out of context or whatever, well, hey, you have your own copy and you can upload that yourself. Now, the next clip is the whole thing where Derion had her saved as a different name in the phone, which we've talked about multiple times. The father himself said in the interview that we did that he has a side chick, the son, and that he's not gay.
Well, I know Derion isn't gay. For a fact, he puts females' numbers under guys' numbers so Brittany won't find them. I told Derion, I said, you've got my number, put it under a guy's number so Brittany doesn't know it's me. Send each other pictures and just crazy pictures.
Now, there was a couple of things in this interview that I believe the mistress contends. The one part here you're going to see is where they said that she met Derion a year and a half ago on the tag dating site or whatever. It's actually incorrect. It was like 4 or 4.5 years ago that she met Derion. I was told that she actually met Derion before Brittany met Derion.
She says she met Derion over a year ago on the tagged social website, but Maleah's mom, Brittany, found Darion's profile about a year ago.
Brittany one time had messaged me on this tagged website and threatened me. She says, well, you can meet me in public because I can f you up real quick.
Now, this next part here is not really that significant, but it just kind of goes to show how easily things can kind of change and flip, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And this really doesn't matter, but the one part they were talking about where Derion's mistress, she says that she writes him all the time. Well, then Ivory says she writes him every single day. And then after that, the same news media, they say that she wrote several letters to him. So it's kind of like, I mean, what does all the time mean? And, you know, you can interpret that as every day. You can interpret that as a couple times a week or several letters. And it's just, I don't know, does it even matter? But it's just kind of goes to show. It's kind of like, you ever seen that experiment when you talk and you whisper into somebody's ear and you say a word and it's supposed to go around the whole auditorium. And by the time you get to the end, it's something else.
After she went missing, I have not talked to Derion. I write Derion letters in jail all the time.
They're communicating from behind bars.
She's writing him every day.
She's already written several letters to him.
So we're going to get into a little bit of Derion's letter, and we're going to get into some of the warrants. And the thing here, some people were saying, well, why doesn't she just go to the police? Why doesn't she just give over the information? Well, they want to arrest her. She wanted to meet with them, but they threatened to arrest her.
She says she canceled a meeting with detectives about the case this week because of a threat to arrest her. She doesn't feel safe talking to detectives. They did threaten to arrest her on warrants. She showed me those text messages from the detectives. Police tell Fox 26 there are felony warrants out for her arrest for crimes in other states.
So I'm going to read parts of this letter from the mistress to Derion. If you want to read the whole entire thing, you guys just hit pause and you read it. But I'm going to read the first couple of sentences. It says, Dear Derion, what's up? How are you doing? How are you holding up? Take it day by day. In there, you'll come home. If you do come home, right now things aren't in your favor. So many people believe you are innocent. Cops, Brittany, and some other people don't believe, but who cares what they think? Myself, my kids, your dad, your brother, and others I have spoken to believe in you. Derion, I still do believe you need to go to the news and clear your name. You can call Chauncey. They will even accept your collect call. I contacted your lawyer in regards to some information I received through someone to show you're innocent, but he oddly said he wanted to meet me, but never did show and hasn't taken any of my calls. Now, as far as the warrants, here's what I've been told. I don't want to waste too much time on this, but the Pennsylvania warrant was because of a cashier's check. Somehow got involved. I was told that she thought it was a legit check, but it was a fraudulent check, and they went and spent it or something like that. And this is an email between the officer and her, or the detective or whatever, and there's the amount that they want, $17.31. And it also says there at the bottom, once the Metro Bank will notify me after the cashier's check or money order clears, then the charges will be withdrawn. So, I mean, I guess she's trying to take care of this stuff. That's what it looks like. The other thing, too, here in Vegas, which is really hard to see some of these documents, but what I was told is that she was like in an abusive relationship where she was getting beat. She had to leave with her kids. So she took out a lien on her title for her car. And when she took out the lien for the title to get money, the ex went and sold the car. So like she got caught up in something like that. This is what I'm being told. So that's what I was told, and that's all I know as far as the warrants. What do you guys think about the warrants? Does it really matter if she has information pertaining to this case? Does it matter? Does it not matter? She's not directly involved in this case, but she may have some crucial information for us. So the last final clip, my final part of contention, which is where the reporter was saying that Not everything was true. The stuff that she told that was untrue, she left it out and she aired what she thought was the truth. Now, if you remember in the beginning, I said that this interview was at least probably 30 minutes long. That's what I was told. They aired maybe 2 minutes or less of it, probably not even 2 minutes, probably 1 minute of it. And so they left out the lies.
Not everything she told me is true, because I verified some things with detectives, and she did tell me some lies in there, but I think she told me some truths too, and I think what I aired were the truth.
And my question is, well, what were the lies? You know what I'm saying? And this is why I say it's really important, if you ever go to one of these media outlets or you ever get in news somehow, have somebody record you so you can always upload and defend yourself and contest it. Because if you don't record yourself, then we just have to go off of what they say. So comment below, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the mistress? Should she just be quiet and stay in her corner? If she has valuable information, should she just pass it off to a lawyer or some media outlet? She has these warrants. And my thing is, I would like to know the Quanell thing. If you have the recording, I say release it. Other than that, if there's any information pertaining to the case that's valuable, then I would say report it or speak to somebody that's not going to arrest you, I guess, until she handles that situation. And you guys let me know what you want out of this. What do you think of this? You know, should she come on here? Should we do an interview? You know what I'm saying? Or would that do more harm than good or take attention away from this case? All right. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves and peace.